Hi, Elaine here. countryhomeandheart.net is my website, and I've been pretty busy getting ready for a visit from my children who are coming down. They'll be here sometime tomorrow. So today I'm going to be making a Hershey's Perfectly Chocolate Cake. Now the recipe I'm using is the one that's on the back of the Hershey's Cocoa can. I've used a lot of different chocolate cake recipes over the years, and that one seems to be about the best one that I have ever tried. It always comes out very moist and just has a lot of good flavor to it. So this is the one that I'm going to be making for my grandkids tomorrow. And so I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees, and I have prepared my pans. I have greased and floured them, and I put in some parchment paper in the bottom because I don't want these to stick, and I also greased and floured that parchment paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn you down here so you can see. Bring this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and so to this bowl I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. Just put that right in there. And to that I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups all-purpose flour, and this has been sifted first and then measured. That way it ensures that I won't get too much. Okay, and then to that I'm going to add 3/4 cup of cocoa. And I'm going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons baking powder, 1 1/2 teaspoons baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to dump that right in. And I'm just going to stir this together till I get it good and blended in there. So we're going to blend all these dry ingredients together. I'm just using a spoon and just kind of stirring it together. Okay, and I'm going to make myself a little well kind of down in the center here so you can see that. Yeah. Okay. And to this I am going to add 2 eggs, and I have those right here. And I'm going to add 1 cup of whole milk. One 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. All right. And I'm going to beat this in my KitchenAid mixer on a medium speed for 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and when I get this mixed up, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have my batter all mixed together. So let me pull this a little bit bigger so you can see. Oops, okay. Alright, and now to my batter that we started here, I'm going to add 1 cup of boiling water. So I'm just going to pour that right in. And I'm just going to start mixing this up by hand, because at this point I really don't want to overmix it. We've had it on our mixer for 2 minutes, and that's all we wanted to do. So I'm going to mix this together by hand. Mix that boiling water right in. My grandchildren always have just loved this cake, and want me to make this when they come down. So since they're coming down, they're going to get their Hershey's Perfectly Chocolate Cake. Alright, and that looks pretty good. And now you see that batter. See how thin that batter is? First time I ever made this cake, I thought that I had done something wrong. But it actually does come out perfect. The batter will be very thin. Okay, now let me get something, and I'm going to put this into my prepared pans. Let's move this aside. And there are my pans. Okay, and I'm just going to start putting this batter into my pans. This scoop is very handy. It is exactly 1 cup, so I know kind of how much I am putting in both of these. Makes it a lot more convenient. I'm just going to keep putting that in. Okay, put some in there and put some in this one. Okay, and there we have it. So I'm going to be baking these in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes or until they test done. And then I'm going to let them cool in the pans for 10 minutes and we'll take them out of the pans. And so when I get it to that point, we'll be back and I'll show you how to make the frosting. Okay, I'm back and our cakes are done. They took about 25 minutes in my oven, and what I had used was 2 9-inch pans, round pans. And they came out really nice, so we're going to go ahead and get this frosting started. So let me turn you down so you can see. Okay, move this over a little bit. There we go. Okay, so what I have here is 1 stick of melted butter, and I'm just going to dump that in my mixing bowl. And to that, I'm going to add 2/3 a cup of the cocoa. And we're just going to kind of take a spatula and mix that together. Get that good and smooth. The cakes look like they came out really moist. So I think they're going to be very good. I think my grandkids will be pleased tomorrow when they get them. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add the confectioner's sugar. And that is 3 cups of confectioner's sugar, and we're going to do 1/3 a cup of milk to that, and I also want to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let me move this over a little bit so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to just add in, I don't know, about half maybe of the confectioner's sugar and get that started. And we're going to add that alternately with the milk, so hold on just a minute. Raise this up. I'm going to add some more of the confectioner's sugar. Let's add a little bit more to that. Okay, and I'm going to start that mixing, so hang on. And I'm going to go ahead and dump in the rest of my milk. This was 1/3 a cup of whole milk. Okay, and I'm going to pour the rest of my confectioner's sugar in. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and beat this just a little more. And when I get this all mixed up, I will be right back. Okay, I finished beating my frosting and it looks really good, so I'm going to turn you down so you can see. And we're going to put a little bit, we're going to get this cake going. There we go. Turn this up just a little, there we are. Okay, now I have, you notice that I have taken strips of wax paper and I have put around the bottom of this cake, and what that'll do is that'll keep my cake plate nice and neat, and it won't make a mess on my cake plate. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape some of this off of here. All right. Okay. Dixie, stop. She is barking at me. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. She kind of picks the most inopportune time to be a bad dog. And I think what it is she knows I was back here working with this food, and she wanted some of it. I gotta admit, it kind of makes the kitchen smell amazing when you're doing this. But okay, and I'm just kind of pushing this over towards the edge. See, this is why we need the wax paper. You see that little mess right here that I made? So that's why we need the wax paper. Okay, we're just going to keep pushing that kind of towards the edge so I can get this side started. Like that. And I will list all these ingredients for the cake and the frosting below, so you can make this if you want to. But again, the recipe is on the back of the Hershey's cocoa can, and you can get it there too. But this is just showing you how to do it. And it does make an amazing chocolate cake, about as moist a cake as I've ever had. Really good. All right. Okay, get a little bit more, I think, for the center. There we go. All right, let me get the other layer. I'm just going to put the other layer right on top. Just like that. And I'm kind of going to do the same thing that I did on the bottom piece. I'm just going to start spreading this out and pushing it towards the sides of the cake. Just like that. And as it falls over the edge, that's when we can start kind of pushing it together and getting our sides frosted. Push this over the top. There we go. Alright, and that's coming. Okay, it looks like I have my sides pretty much frosted. I want to go into this one a little bit more here. There we go. Alright, and there is the sides done. So I'm going to go over the top of this a little bit more. And I have plenty more frosting left, so I'm just going to kind of go back over this a little bit. And we're just going to kind of spread this around and decorate it a little bit. Now if I were going to be using piping bags and do some fancy stuff on it, I would frost this completely. I would make this completely smooth, but since I'm not doing that, we'll just do it like this. Okay, and just kind of push that around a little bit. Alright. Okay, and now I'm going to remove these pieces of wax paper very carefully so that our cake has a nice edge. Alright, and now I have a little knife that I'm putting in with a regular size knife, and we're just going to kind of clean that up a little bit around the edge. And there we have it. So there is our Hershey's Perfectly Chocolate Cake, and I think my grandchildren will be very happy with that tomorrow. So turn you back up where I can talk to you again. All right. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like it, just hit like and subscribe, and that way you'll be notified when I put more videos up. And I will be putting some more up this week because I have a pretty good dinner planned for the family when they come in tomorrow. So we're going to be doing some more later in the week. So, okay. Well, y'all have a really nice Sunday, what's left of it here, and I thank you so much for watching.